welcome to the Veterans Join America podcast. I am super excited to have on Sherrie Bryant. She's a Lieutenant Colonel, AGR Army, and she's also the owner of BLK ESSENSE. Sherrie, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm super excited. I heard you were a giant pusher of VGA, and I'm so glad to have you on. Don spoke so highly of you, and I'm excited to get into the business, to get to know a little bit about you, your military career, and your business.
Oh, great. I didn't know he thought that highly of me, but let's make it happen. I'm ready to rock and roll.
I love it, and I'm ready to share your story with the listeners as well. So can you tell me a little bit about your military background and experience?
So I actually started my military career in ROTC at Bowie State University in the fall of '88. And then I joined with ROTC. And then a friend of mine had asked me to do the buddy program. She went to Morgan, I went to Bowie, and we both joined as enlisted soldiers in 1990. And then got my commission. So I'm a Mustang. I did 7 years enlisted before I crossed over to the dark side.
Yeah.
So enlisted, I was a 76 Papa. So now I'm telling my age. And then it was 92 Alpha. And then the Army said, you know what, we're going to keep you as a logistics officer. So I remained that 92 Alpha. And then when the 90 Alpha branch came, functional area, I did that. In 2007, I became a personnel officer. Went to Fort Jackson, the tank, was it a Tank Hill? Yes, yeah, that was a beast for me. And after Fort Jackson, I actually my first command was with a maintenance unit out in Westminster, Maryland, as a reservist, and then my second one was at the main company. And then I decided to go ahead into my second branch, which was 42 Alpha. I did that as well. It was the 444th personnel detachment, Det 2. And I was in charge of like the notifications during 9/11. That was kind of tough to do work with the chaplains and stuff like that. And then became AGR in 2003. And then during that time frame, 9/11 took place back, September. And from there it was OIF. We did that. We did Gitmo. I helped set up Gitmo up at Fort Dix. I was in charge of all the property at Dix as a first lieutenant, managing over a $10 million property book. So I was kind of proud of myself. That was the first time
Big deal.
Yeah, that's a real big deal. And then after there, I went to a totally different world, which was the Kim world. That was like strange to me. And I had to learn the Kim language, the Kim world, and that was really great. And then after that, I came up to DLA. No, I was in charge of boats. A lot of people don't know we have ships. Yeah. So I was actually the three for the ships. I did a lot of the transport of taking things off of Puerto Rico and bringing them back to the States to dispose of them. I did that. I loved it. That was one of the best assignments. And then I pick up command again at DLA for Joint Forces, deployed with DLA for Operation New Dawn. And then when I came back to the 335th, worked with the Signal Command and back with the Kim units. And then my biggest assignment for me was working with Special Operations Division, which is SOD at the Pentagon. Then I did G357. And then from G357, we went to the Chief of the Army Reserves. I was the readiness chief for the entire Army Reserves. And that was under the command of General Lucky. That was very, I would say, demanding. That was very demanding. I was a one-woman shop trying to take care of all the units in the United States and overseas. Then DLA, I was the XO there. And then I went down to the fishbowl and did the strategic logistics planning there. And now at the point where it's time for retirement, and I'm in the process of doing my PEB and trying to call it quits.
Yeah, I understand it. And so, throughout your time, you went through a lot of changes in the Army, and whether it's personnel or jobs and different experiences, and you have a lot of different experiences. How did your experience help you transition into the business world? So, like, what influenced your what experiences do you have that influence your journey as an entrepreneur?
Well, I guess one, being in charge of a lot of exercises and you and able to actually, so it's like, in the business world, we call it our business plan.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Military, we call it our op plan.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
really no difference. So you got to look at what's the mission, what's the vision, how are you going to get there, how much is going to cost, what's your personnel, what is your overhead expenses, what is how are you going to run it, what shift you're going to do, what is the outcome, what all that really helped. And I think also becoming that 42 alpha, understanding personnel and people, and then taking the training on money management, being a resource officer, and also being a contracting officer,
mm,
SAP certified, and able to deal with millions of dollars. And I think that's very important, because if you can deal with millions of dollars, you're able to budget your money. And I was a director of the Department of Army Ball, and General Milley was like, "Hey, we spent X amount of dollars, almost $1 million. Bryant, I want you to cut it to $500,000." I was like, "You want to go from 1 million to 500?"
yeah,
Guess what? It was a success. I spent $499. Oh, wait, was it? I spent 400,099 and 500 and some change. I was like just a few bucks short
yeah,
from
yeah.
$500,000.
Wow, wow. And
So I
that's
think that experience right there helped me out a
yeah.
lot.
Oh yeah, for sure. I am it's cool because you touch on all of these points, and I am a true finance guy, and being SAP certified, I work with GFibs a lot. And so I think anybody that has that, yeah, I mean, that's the gift of gold, to be honest.
Oh yeah. And I was wave one for GFibs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I already know, the heartache and the pain. The heartache
Yes.
and the pain. So let me ask you, what inspired you to start your own business?
So my stepfather, I'm actually a Navy brat.
Okay.
He always had a dream of having his own business. When he retired after his 20 years of naval services, he's like, "Ree, I want to start my own business." He's like, "I need your help." He said, "We pay for you to go to school without these degrees. Come on, help your father out." So we actually started Wardell's window washing. We expanded that now to window washing, power washing, janitorial services. I ran the back office for my dad. I was able to get him government contracts. And he was like really my inspiration of actually, he set the mold, he set the
Yeah,
foundation, and
yeah.
having me in the background to help run that family business really helped out a lot.
Yeah, I think what's more unique is you telling your story about the really the conception of you getting into business and having that education, but now you have your business, Black Essence. Can you describe your business, and then the unique proposition and value that it holds to your customers?
So for at Black Essence, we do really two things. We handcraft our fragrances from premium oils, and I make sure that my oils come from a company out in Michigan that is owned by my Arab brothers and sisters out there in California, Connecticut. And I make sure that I use the highest quality of fragrances. And so by me handcrafting that, I also got into aromatherapy. And that really, I would say, kind of sealed it for me, because like during COVID, you know, a lot of us, we were trapped inside. That set on a lot of depression, stress, and anxiety. And for me, I also suffer with migraine. So my go-to essential oil at the time was lemongrass and pure lavender.
Mm,
And I also have PTSD and I have TBI as well. And a lot of essential oils, and the different fragrances, they actually heal the body.
for sure.
um, and the earth, once you understand how the earth operates, and the earth is really a natural healer. really for our bodies if we take the time to actually listen. And I also think that my Caribbean roots also helped as well. My grandmother, my on my father's side, they're from Nassau. And my grandmother always used fresh herbs, this, that. She had oils for this and that. And my mom told me a story like one time I had like 102 fever, and she just took me down to the country. She got her little bowl, the little medicine thing that you whatever,
Yeah.
and she mixed some stuff up, got a tobacco leaf, put this white paste and a penny like on my stomach and wrapped me up, and the fever broke. My mom said like in hours. It was, and then she took me to the doctor. She's like, "How you do it? We told you to take her to the emergency room."
Yeah.
So, I mean, that right there, knowing how the earth can naturally heal the body, is one of the things that I really love. And who don't want to smell good,
Yeah.
but smell good in a natural way, because a lot of our perfumes and fragrances has so much alcohol in it.
Hmm.
It's like you miss what is really the essential part of a fragrance, which is the oil, because all fragrances are made from some type of oil.
Yeah. No, that's a whew, girl, you said a whole lot of things in there, and I should have been taking notes, but like lemongrass. Let's talk about like the benefits of lemongrass. I'm just kind of learning about lemongrass and lavender and the things that it do for you. What are some of the benefits of the lemongrass?
So like lemongrass, that is good for like anxiety, depression, and stress. It helps reduce it. It helps reduce a lot of that, and it can, just the scent of the lemon itself, it just brings this over you, you
Mm,
know, and you really don't need that much. You'd be surprised what that oil by itself can do. And then if you add like some chamomile to it,
mm.
that chamomile and some lemongrass, or even chamomile and lemon, because chamomile helps calm. Put those two together, you put it in a diffuser, man, you you something else.
Yeah, I
So
gotta
that's
come see
why I
you.
sell the jewelry. That's why I sell the jewelry, to put your oils in. And people don't even have to know that you're stressed, depressed, you have anxiety, because you're wearing a piece of jewelry that's elegant and that looks really nice, male and female, and even works great for kids.
I love it. I love it. I gotta come see you. I gotta come see you. And so like tell me tell me this, right? So what challenges did you face transitioning from the military to the business? Because every business owner goes through something as they get into the business. What were some of your challenges?
uh I would say time,
Mm,
time management. Because in the military, you know, you keep going until the mission's done, and you have to realize that the civilian world doesn't operate that way.
mm,
That's one. I think also the language. You have to transition that military lingo to civilian language. And I think the other challenge I had was patience.
mm.
Um, People don't operate like we do. And you got to sit there and be like, okay. And you gotta change all of this when you're talking to regular civilians about, okay, well, I need this done today. No,
Yeah.
I need it done today. And they're like, okay. So I get you back in 72 hours. What happened to 24? What happened at the end of the day? And I guess as an officer, that's kind of hard for me, because being in leadership, roles and positions, when I have a deadline or suspense, I expect you to make to make that
Yes,
deadline
for sure.
or
No question.
suspense. No questions. And that's not how the real world operates.
Yeah. And I think that is valuable because as we transition we have our mannerisms and essentially we've built a culture in it, and that culture can be an iceberg when you cross into other cultures, and other cultures being civilian business. So being able to navigate those waters, I could imagine how it's a challenge. Could you
Yeah.
share like some key lessons and like a piece of advice you learned from your military experience, and how that's helped you, how that experience has help build value in your business?
I would say the gift of gab,
Mm,
because uh, we always have to think quick on our feet. And when we think quick on our feet, we have to make sure we grab your attention. And I think when I speak, people always tell me, "Girl, I love the way you speak. You just grab my attention, and you just take me from zero to 1,000. I'm ready to jump on board with you." I was like, "Really?" I think the mannerism there um, definitely helps, and I think too, being in command, being a leader, learn how to care for people, and when you show that compassion with your customers, that really helps. And I think dedication, you know, dedication, customer service, and then you look at the military, dedication and serving your country, they're parallel with each other. And you put those together, and with the gift of gab and getting people to believe in your product as well as you believing in your product. That's like, you're a commander. When you get out front of your troops, you can't be a weakling. Your troops got to be confident. You got to be like, hey, you got to be able to give those commands and keep it moving. And I don't care if you dead wrong, you can make them think you're right. And you gotta have that. So when you take that and you gotta pull all those skills and try to marinate it together to fit into a business and to fit into the civilian life. And I think that's one of the goals that I feel that I've used from the military and brought it over to the business aspect of it.
Yeah, and that leadership key is it's crucial, because if you can't provide other people value, and then you can't stand on the things that you said, it's hard for anybody to look at your products or services the same way. And I think that is like very, very crucial to the success in the military and in civilian world, and more specifically in business. So what are your like future plans for the business? What are some goals that you're trying to achieve? And then what does your continued involvement in the veteran community look like?
So future goals for the business, I am actually applying for numerous of grants, because one, capital is very hard. It's very hard for this for minorities, and especially minority women. Thank God, being an officer, allowed me to sit on some cushion money to get it started, but and able to continue, that financial piece, definitely getting the right capital into the business is really helpful. And then the other goal is one, because I majored in business administration and accounting and marketing at Bowie State University. The marketing piece was fine, but now I'm looking at branding. I definitely want to expand my branding, but that requires capital, because you got to look at, getting your product into these manufacturers, and they can make it for you like this. However, it's at a large quantity, and what a large quantity costs money. And you got to be able to, to fund that piece. So branding, marketing, and getting it on like major shelves. I will tell you, I was blessed over the summer. I was part of the 2023 Ubiquitous Women's Conference in Washington, D.C. And I was gifted my booth by a CEO of 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 um, of a black skincare company right here in Maryland. And I was blessed, because without that, I wouldn't have got the exposure that I could dreamed of. I had celebrities come by my area. They bought the product, and one of the goals were, because they were also vending as well. You promote me, I promote you. So I had some people from reality TV show taking pictures with, bought my product, and I love it. The return customer, I love it. So just getting the word out there. And I think for me now, one of the other goals is to expand my branding and marketing base. So right now, I mean, I got customers all the way from Florida to up to New York. Now it's Midwest, rest in the South, and get on the West Coast. But again, that requires capital.
For sure. For sure.
Capital. So, and I think now, one of the other things that I'm doing is I entered into a Fab Over 40 competition, and one of the grand prizes is like 40K. And they ask you about your business and how you give back to the community.
You know,
So with my veterans, um, I am in my sorority of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. I am the International Military Attaché Director for my sorority.
amazing.
And I am about ensuring that, especially for minorities, that they know where to go to get resources because um, right now, for us to get our resources, we have to fight 3 or 5 times harder than our counterparts.
Sure.
And or you have to pay all this money just to get whatever percentage you're trying to get, where our counterparts, they ain't got to really fight too much to get their percentage. Just it's easy for them. For us, we got to prove that we're not lying or whatever the case may be. And anytime I see a veteran, the first thing I do, like when we had the PACT Act, hey, you got the PACT Act? No, what's that? Hey, boom, here, get my email. I give out sources. Who, you got somebody helping you? Who, boom, here you go. She's the bomb, or he's the bomb, or here. Um, Giving back to our homeless veterans. There's no way in the world we should have homeless veterans on the street. But it goes back to how it was back in the day, where our people came home from Vietnam, they were told they didn't get any benefits. So now the VA is trying to fix that issue, but these people are now in their 60s and 70s and 80s, and half our World War II vets are dead. So it's like at any time I see any older or elderly veteran, the first thing I ask you, are you getting all your benefits?
Mhm.
Why not? Hey, let me direct you to somebody so you can get your benefits.
I'm gonna tell you how real that is. So you're probably familiar, but I work with U.S. vets, so we'll you may have heard them down in D.C. and so we'll link up and do something with them. And if you haven't been down there, we'll go down there and shake hands and kiss some babies and link in because we're definitely in the same fight, and I definitely believe that um, there should not be any homeless veterans, and that is one of my biggest fights right now. Through my military fraternity and my personal life goal is to ensure that all veterans are taken care of because it is just a different thing to have served your country, and I think your country has the resources to ensure that you're taken care of when you're done serving. Um,
Mm.
Let me ask you about Veterans Growing America. Tell me a little bit about your experience with Veterans Growing America and what can people expect to join this community.
Oh, let me think about. I love Veterans Grown America. So I started at a pop-up store like Wardorf, and I was like, okay, this is cool. And then I was like, well, I want to find something that I know about, that I can give back to, that I know is going to support me as a veteran. And all I did was like Google, and I kept Googling, and then I came across this thing called Veterans Born America. I was like, what is this? So I sat on it for a couple of weeks, and then I finally decided just to let me try it out. Oh my God. The first weekend, I was like, all right, I'm hooked. I'm done. Where I sign up, how to become a member. What do I do? You know, I had to vent for a couple of times. And then I was like, okay, I signed up immediately because it felt like home. You're with your community. And then the opportunities that Veteran Born Americans give brand new entrepreneurs. We teach you how to do a business plan. We give you free education because guess what? You've already earned it. You don't even know it.
For
We
sure.
got people at our own university that can help you with marketing, branding, business plans. What can you do to get capital? How can you expand your business? How can you get on different platforms? Oh my God. Even when I travel, like doesn't matter where I go. I was in Hawaii passing out cards about Veterans Going America
Yeah.
because if you ever gone to the swap meet down at the bowl,
Hmm.
you got veterans there selling their stuff.
Absolutely.
And I was like, Dom, hey, I'm in Hawaii. Hey, listen, I didn't tell people what? Yeah, they want to when we come to Hawaii, you know. And people, or I'd be somewhere, hey, Don, they want to when we come to North Carolina, South Carolina, when we come to Florida, when we come to Georgia, hey, Arkansas. I mean, just things. I mean, veterans, we are so talented. It is amazing because what people don't know about us, when we didn't have something, we made it ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Look at that rack.
Yeah.
We built those fobs.
Yep.
We did that. We took where we brought communication to the middle of the desert, didn't have any type of communications. Come on. We did that, and I tell corporate America, you sleep on us too much. And I'm like this, when you get out, you want to grow, you want to have your own. And once you get that bug in you and you get a taste of it, you don't want to let it go. It's like a pit bull. And so I tell people all the time, I'm like, hey, you a veteran? Hey, no. Are you a dependent? Yeah, my dad, sir, but I'm like 46. Okay, you still a dependent? Come on down, come on down. I'm like, come
Yeah.
on, you know, and you'd be surprised. And I invite people all the time to the orientation, and to make it so bad, Donnell put me in charge of marketing. I don't care. I'd be like, what are we gonna do? You know, I think outside the box. I'm that type of person that will sit there. I actually inbox the Tamara Hall show. Hey, here's a good news story, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I'll keep it in. Hey, did you read? I do it. Hey, this is the view. I don't care. I will keep emailing them till someone emails me back.
I love it. I
I
love
will
it.
do it because guess what? They need to know that veterans, that we're just not something that pop up in the news because somebody left us by the wayside and now we're a problem to society. No, we're more than that. We're trying to break that bad stigma that they have about veterans. You know, yeah, we go to war for you, we fight for you, but you got to remember, freedom ain't free. We did that. We did
Yeah,
that piece,
for
and
sure.
we feel that we need a piece of the pie. And I'm telling you, Veteran Grown America can give you a piece of that pie.
Yeah.
And like people don't know, we have a connection, Veterans Connect Night. Oh my God, people are surprised when they go. They're like, well, who's your? I said, let me tell you who our sponsors are. Navy Federal Credit Union. What? Yes. Navy Federal. Yeah. What? Yes. They're like, really? Y'all got that? Well, what can you do? You looking for a job? You kids looking for a job? Your husband needs a job? You trying to transition? Come on out. No, let me tell you something. Just because that entrepreneur, that little that internship the army like has you do,
Yeah.
guess what? Those same people that are there, they come out to Veterans Growing America.
Sure do.
They
Sure
come out
do.
there. Go talk, come on out. Secure your spot. Be at the table. So Donnell brings that peace. He brings you to the table, but it's up to you to sell your skills and your vision of what you want to do. So it's like he helps you with that transition piece, because that transition piece is really hard.
Oh
It's
yeah,
really hard for some people.
for
I will
sure.
tell you. It took me look, 3 months to stop getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, I said 3 months, but I'm telling you, it's hard. It's really hard. But Donnell gives you that opportunity to get out there and to connect with business owners, with contractors, guess what, that are veterans, companies that are hire veterans, give you skills. So, hey, there's someone there to help you write your resume. There's someone there to help you write your grant. He
That's
brings those people together to help you out.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I just
No,
love talking about
I
Veterans
love it because
America.
the fact of the matter is, number one, this is an organization that you should stand on the table for, hands down.
Mhm.
So I felt your passion and wholeheartedly, because number two, how I got involved in the organization is I went to a Veteran Connect on his birthday last year, and you see where I am today. And I said, no matter what, if anything happened, I got your back. Let me know. I want you on my show. Always stayed in contact, but not with just Donnell, but with so many other veterans that I met that night, still in
Mhm.
contact, still in my network. And it was one of the most beneficial things I've done for my business in a very long time. So I would highly encourage anybody to do that.
And
And
it's family, and it's family.
family,
Oh my God.
yeah,
It,
yes,
it, it's so much family. Donnell surprised me one day. I didn't even know it. I was like, we were at Veterans Growing America, and I entered this Fab Over 40. I'm like, I'm trying new things. I never enter a beauty competition, right?
yeah.
Next thing, hey, yo, we got our own Fab Over 40. She's in a competition. We need you to vote. Here's the link. I was like, what? I was, and guess what? I will tell you, I've been in first and second place. And tonight is like the elimination to make the top 10, and I'm still in second place. So I'm just like, hey, I was like, and this is out of like 50 women across the United States. And I was like, but I didn't even know that. And Donnell's like a annoying big brother. And I mean, he's annoying, but he's that big brother. He keeps tagging you, tagging you. But he shocked me when he did that. And I was like, I was so humble because I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, it's just
He's like, I got you. He's like, I got
love.
you, sis. And I was like, oh, that love, that love.
Yeah, you can't beat that. Hey, so I want to close out the show and by thanking you for jumping on, and more importantly, I want to thank you for your service, and I wish your business much, much, much more success.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for having me on. And if any last words I can say, if you're a veteran and you want to know how to start your own business, connect with Veterans Growing America. You can Google us. You can ask Google. You can ask what's it that thing called Siri.
Yep.
Hey
ask Siri. Them. Hey Alexa.
Alexa, there you go. What's Veterans Growing America? And guess what? We have a profile.
Like, am I Siri trying to talk to me? I'm sorry, Siri. Before we get out of here though, what's your socials? How can people get a hold of Black Essence? How can we get our hands on that product?
Oh wow, yes. So you have to be very careful how I spell my product. So it's BLK, short for Black, and then Essence. Everything's with a S, ESSENSE.com. My social is BLK Essence. That's on Facebook, and on Instagram is BLK Essence as well. And Twitter is BLK Essence. Remember, BLK ESSENSE. And I think it's called X. Now it's called X, not Twitter.
Yeah,
and
X.
I'm also on the new one called Thread as well. And that's BLK_Essence, ESSENSE.
I just love it. I love it. And again, thank you for joining the show at Veterans Growing America. All you got to do is shop,
baby.
And we
gotta do it right.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Gotta have the right laugh. I've been working on my laugh.
Yeah. I'm practicing a little bit.